afternoon, guys. It is me, Cee Jaye, and I had a little time to kill today, so I figured we would just go ahead and talk a little bit about the celebrity gossip world, or what's going on in the world, period. Not necessarily with celebrities, but it could be regular folk like you and me. Whatever we find, and I think it's an interesting topic, we'll just go ahead and talk about it a little bit. But before we do that, y'all know to like this video. I ask that you subscribe to my channel, share the video. Like I said, always tell a friend to tell a friend, and maybe they'll tell a friend, and we'll all be friends. But anyway, I'm Cee Jaye. If I have not told y'all, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time visiting, hopefully you like it here and you'll come back for a little more. But we'll start first with the RIP news, and I'm sure you all have heard about 57-year-old rap beatbox legend Biz Markie, who passed away. Now, there were rumors like last week or something of his passing, and his family came out and issued a statement telling us that those rumors were not true, that he had not passed away yet, but we knew that Biz Markie had been sick for a while and had been in the hospital. So prayers up to his family. He definitely left a mark in the hip hop world. I know when I was little, growing up in the 80s, he was a big deal back then, and everybody knew the song Just a Friend that, you know, people have sampled over the years, like Mario. I don't know if anybody else. I believe other people sampled that song, but he even had appearances on like Yo Gabba Gabba, and that kind of spilled over into my daughter's childhood, and so she was familiar with who he was also. But the hip-hop world definitely lost a legend indeed. I'm not sure what he, passed away from. I don't know if it was, COVID related or anything, but I know he had been hospitalized for a while, and I did just want to make mention of his passing. So again, RIP to Biz Markie. And also, for those of us who are, I guess, old enough to remember, we also lost 75-year-old actor Charlie Robinson. I remember him from like Night Court. Most people remember him as Nate from Set It Off, the one that Jada Pinkett was in a bind and had to, for some money. But anyway, he was 75 and he passed away recently. He was in a lot of films or a lot of shows. Definitely, if you did not know his name, you certainly knew his face. So again, Hollywood lost another Black great. So rest in peace also to Mr. Charlie Robinson. And we also learned, Tory Lanez lost his grandmother. So sorry to hear that. RIP to Grandma Lanez. And that is pretty much all I have for the celebrity deaths, or, the deaths that have been talked about here recently. So prayers up to all of those families and loved ones and fans all around. And next, we'll talk about the video that's kind of been circulating social media for sure. We saw NFL player Richard Sherman. He had some sort of mental break or whatnot. I'm not really sure what happened, but you see the video of him trying to force his way into the door of what looks like, his wife and someone else on the other side, because you hear screaming and you hear people afraid, and he's yelling and irate, and he is trying to make his way into this door. But this video has been everywhere, and when you look at it, you obviously see that something is wrong. But the 911 call is what I really found to be disturbing, because his wife, Abu, she's calling 911 because we don't have anyone else to call when there is, like, even if it's like a medical emergency regarding mental health, we don't have any, there's not a hotline you can call where a therapist or a doctor or nurse or somebody is available to come and assist you. We have to call 911. So when you call 911, you either get EMTs or police or fire, and none of those are really the people who are 100% equipped to handle these situations. So when she's calling 911, she's letting them know right, off top, my husband, Richard Sherman, he needs help. She lets him know, he had been drinking and he was suicidal, or he had, talked about committing suicide, and she was just really afraid for him. It wasn't a call like, oh, y'all need to come get him, he is gonna hurt us. That wasn't what she was doing. She was really calling them to let them know that she was, afraid for him, and that she wanted someone to come and help him. And she, I'm sure, is very well aware of what has happened in the past when you call someone regarding, these 911 situations, and the police come, and instead of helping the person who has, experienced this mental break or is having an episode, instead of helping them, they end up killing them because they feel endangered, or they feel like this person is a threat to them or some other people around them. So in the call, she was making it very, very clear that he is not armed. Please don't hurt him. Basically, don't shoot him, don't kill him when you come. But we do need somebody to come and assist with getting him under control, because he was he was wilding out in this video. He was really trying to get through that door, and he tried, several times, and I'm glad he did not get through the door, because nobody knows what could have happened if he did. But he was arrested, and who he has since been released and has issued a statement. And we know that Richard Sherman has been sort of an advocate, or he has spoken out about mental wellness, and being, a public figure, or being, an NFL athlete. They probably are under a ton of stress. I mean, a lot of pressure. And, when you start getting further along in your career and things start changing a little bit, it can affect you. We also know that CTE is something that is always on the table. We don't know if it's CTE or not until the athlete is dead, unfortunately. But that does kind of alter a person's mind and kind of makes them do things that they probably would not normally do if they were not suffering from this condition. But prayers up to, Sherman and his people. I hope everything is well with him. He gets the help that he needs, and he and his family can heal and sort of move on from that. And let's see. Oh, and then I guess congratulations are in order to Miss Yellowbone herself, Danny Lay, or Danny Lee, however you say her name. But she is pregnant, and she appears, from what I saw in like the videos, in the parties or whatnot, I saw a lot of blue in the back. So I'm guessing she may be pregnant with the baby boy, but nonetheless, she is definitely pregnant. And there were rumors circulating months ago, because we kind of saw her with, a little bump action going on, and everybody has suspected that this baby belongs to the baby. And we'll find out soon enough, because they were an item if you kind of do the math around the time that they were probably, you know. So this very well could be his baby, may not be, but I'm thinking that it is. She kept eluding, you know, to the fact or whether or not she was pregnant. Nobody really knew. We knew, but she never came out and said it. And then I guess she wanted to reveal it in her own time, but it wasn't really a surprise. But, you know, I pray that she has a safe delivery and brings a healthy baby into the world. And again, congratulations to Miss Danny Lay. And let's see what else. And also something that dictionary.com, because y'all know we are known for making up our own words. We'll make up a word in a minute. And these words just kind of, you know, catch on. And so people tend to start using them in, you know, their daily vocabulary. So dictionary.com took a few of the words and they added it to their site. Now, a few of these words are y'all, and I'm surprised y'all hadn't been added, you know, I mean, years ago, because I say y'all about 100 times a day, especially here in the South. That's just something that I say, and I text it, I type it, you know, y'all is a word to me. And finally, you know, dictionary.com added it to their website, and Zaddy, Z-A-D-D-Y. Now, I don't use that word. That word to me is just cringy, but the word Zaddy has been added. Even Aunt Jemima, the syrup, the pancake lady, well, the former, because they did indeed change that name just because it had, you know, some sort of derogatory connotation or slave connotation to it. So they went ahead and changed that. But, you know, we all know who Aunt Jemima is. Anybody who doesn't know must be under a rock somewhere. And they also added, you know, black code, as well as 5G, and other words like domestic terrorism, and even ghost gun. Now, I don't know what ghost gun means, but ghost gun is one of the words also. So they said it's over 300 new words that they added. So I guess when y'all got some spare time in the future, you can check them out and see what other words they've added, to see if they've added any of the words that you use in your everyday vocabulary. And let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh, let's talk about Netflix. Netflix has decided that not only will they be a streaming service for movies and TV shows, but they're adding video games to their repertoire as well. So now, not only will you be able to get movies from this service, but you'll be able to, I'm guessing, download video games. I'm not really sure how this will work. I'm not sure if it is like a rental kind of deal, or you just pay extra money and you have access to certain video games. Not really quite sure how Netflix plans to do this, but I guess they figured they need to find, you know, other streams of income or other ways to make more money, because there's only so many movies and so many TV shows that you can watch, I guess. So yeah, that's what they got going on. And I want to talk about this. I don't really know much about these two, but I have been seeing it like on just about every social media site or celebrity site that I see. Lil Durk and India Cox, apparently they were involved in a shootout, I guess, in their home. And someone tried to break in, or there was like a home invasion, and the two of them were there and they weren't having it. So obviously they were shooting, and they were shooting at the burglars or whoever they were. And so this was what went down. But as I read here, it says, over the weekend, Lil Durk and his girlfriend, India Cox, were victims of a home invasion at their Georgia home. DJ Academics was the first to share the news online. Oh, and this came from the Shade Room, by the way. And it says, while live streaming, he claimed that there was a heavy police presence at Durk and India's home in Chateau Elan neighborhood of Brazelton, which is an hour outside of Atlanta. Academics claimed that the couple's home was possibly raided due to an investigation about a shooting and other crimes. Well, not really sure what went down, but neither one of them were hurt, and neither one of them were like put into police custody. So maybe there's just like an investigation that's ongoing. Not really sure, but whatever it is, I'm just glad that they were able to walk away alive from it. But I was seeing that kind of pop up on social media, so I just thought we would talk a little bit about that. And then there was like this weird beef, and I don't even think that Cardi is entertaining it, but Hazel E, we know Hazel E from Love and Hip Hop. What was it? Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and we've seen her over the years. She is still, this aspiring rapper, and not really sure how well her career is going. I don't follow her a lot. I do see her here and there. I saw her like with the plastic surgery mishap and whatnot. And I think she was on like marriage boot camp or something here recently. But she has been in the blogs because she has like a 1-year-old baby girl who she threw a party for. And I guess it was like a princess themed party. And she had some Disney princesses there. She used Black women, princesses, because I guess she wanted to kind of show people that, Black girls can be princesses too. And it was really cute. She had I think she had like the horse and carriage kind of deal. It was, it was cute. It was a real cute little, yang yang for the baby. And we also know that Culture, who is Cardi B and Offset's daughter, she turned 3, I believe, some days ago, and Cardi threw her this like massive party. They spent a lot of money on this party. It was also princess themed, but it was kind of like princess themed times 10. There were like lighting. There was like lighting. The big fluffy frou-frou dresses. Like everything was like really, really nice. And both parties to me were very nice. One was just on a much grander scale than the other. And that's, Cardi B and Offset, they got a little more money in the bank. So they do tend to go all out for these kind of events. But Hazel feels like Cardi B, I guess, was biting off of her idea, that she stole the idea from her or copied or whatever we say these days. And it really seems one-sided because it doesn't seem like Cardi is entertaining it. And Cardi B probably just chooses not to work herself up, because we do know that Cardi B is very pregnant at this point, and she's got a little, she's got other things going on. I think she and Normani just released a single, Wild Side, I think is what it's called. I'm not sure, but from what I saw, the little sample of the song, it was cute enough. And You know, they're just coming off of the BET Awards and all this other stuff. And so she's not really even bothering to address this situation because it's foolish for one. And I think Hazel E is just taking shots at her. I don't know, for the sake of relevancy, I don't know. But Hazel E is a cool enough girl, and I don't really think that, you know, she wants to start this battle with Cardi because it's foolish. But I hope that Cardi does not even bother to respond. Just let her say what she's gonna say and just move on from it. What else is going on? Chrissy Teigen is still canceled. People are not featuring her. She recently posted that they lost their dog. I think the dog's name was Peppa or Pippa, Papa, something. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. A French bulldog. They had him for 10 years. He passed away, or she. I think it's a she. I'm sorry. Passed away. And it doesn't seem like she's getting, you know, forgiveness. Like, they're still like, nah, we're canceling you right now. Just kind of, and I don't even think it's really canceling her. I think it's kind of putting her in timeout a little bit so she can kind of think about her actions and simmer down a little bit. So I think she's still in timeout right now, but she'll be fine, you know, come whatever. And also, there is like a huge congratulations in order for Miss Candace Parker. Now, Candace Parker is a player in the WNBA. She becomes the first female basketball player, you know, to be on the cover of NBA 2K. Now, that's a big deal. That's really cool. No woman has ever done that in history, period. And we all know Candace Parker. We've seen her for many years. She is definitely the face of the WNBA. And now this was, I think, a tweet from her. She says, "I'm extremely proud and humbled to be the first female cover athlete in the history of NBA 2K. I'm honored to work with a company that's investing in women and betting on us to succeed. I'm hopeful there will be many more badass females to follow." So this is really, really a big deal. And she plays for the Chicago Sky, and she's a forward for them. She spoke about this moment, and like she said, she grew up playing this game. She was a fanatic of the game. So to be able to be on the cover of this game is really huge. So definitely congratulations are in order to Miss Candace Parker. Let's see. Oh, I don't know, just one more thing. That they are adding, for iPhone users, there will be 2 new emojis being added to the actual, you know, emoji lineup. And they have a pregnant man and a multiracial handshake. And those are among, you know, 2 of the latest iPhone emojis that are coming up. The pregnant man is funny. I don't know why we would need to see that. And on that note, I'm going to end this video because I was not expecting that to happen. Pardon the interruption, but yeah, we're going to end the video on that note. Apparently there are some guests at the door and I need to answer the door. Y'all, again.